Hello, it's so nice to see you again. If you are new, I'm Noreen Burke, and this is my YouTube channel, The Crafty Organizer, where I love bringing you ideas on getting decluttered, organizing, doing crazy upcycles and DIYs, and anything crafty. I have been pushing to get my channel to 100,000 subscribers. Why? Because I want a silly plaque to say 100,000 subscribers, which got me to thinking, if I have been working this hard because of a silly plaque, what would you do if I offered you a prize to get decluttered? That's what we're going to do today. I'm challenging you to a 10-day declutter challenge, so stay to the end as I give you tips on how to do this. If you've watched me before, you know I am not about going in and completely transforming your house. That is not what this challenge is for. This challenge is to help you find motivation by taking those baby steps that I talk about so often. So you're going to need a couple of things. You know I always suggest that timer. You're going to need a small plan so that you know where you want to attack, and you're going to need to post every day to me, either with pictures or with just a little bit of a sentence about what your struggles were, what your successes were. And at the end of 10 days, I will be sending a prize to 50 people who complete this challenge. Let's get started. Whether you decide to participate in this for the prize or just for your own benefits, here's where I want you to start. On day one, I just want you to clear out the area you spend the most time in. And again, I'm not talking about a whole room transformation. Go to the space that you spend the most time in and set that timer for whatever you're comfortable with. Again, this challenge is not about the agonizing, oh my gosh, I committed to this, so I have to get it done. No, this is about gaining momentum and gaining that motivation to keep going by just seeing how a little bit of effort will start to pay off in huge benefits. So set that timer for an amount of time that's comfortable for you. And in that space that you spend your most amount of time in, I want you to pick things that are laying around that don't belong there and make decisions about them. Is it something that should have another home and we need to set up a home? If so, that's going to go in a holding space just for right now. Is it mail that you haven't attended to? That should go into a place where you pay your bills. Is it boxes that perhaps you haven't addressed? Is it maybe dishes? Is it laundry? Whatever it is that's laying around that's just causing you to go deeper and deeper inside that clutter hole, address them right now. Just a few things in that amount of time, and then take a picture afterwards and look at the difference. I doubt that it's going to be a huge night and day difference, but you are going to be able to see a difference. And if once this challenge is over, you just keep redoing this space by space, I promise you're going to run out of things to declutter. Day 2, your kitchen. I think we all have kitchens that end up becoming a catch-all, or things end up on counters that don't belong there, but we don't have another place for them. On day 2, I want you to look at the items that are on your counters that maybe you're not using on a regular basis. If there are things out, like I only use my toaster once or twice a month, I wouldn't leave it out because that's taking up valuable real estate in my tiny kitchen for things that I do use on a daily basis. Now here's the little more challenging spot. If you have something on your counters that you don't use very often, but you don't have another place to put it, I'm going to challenge you, maybe not today, but in the very near future, but I'm going to challenge you to look in those cabinets where things are that this could be resting to see how often you really do use those things. Those might be the perfect things to let go. I have a cabinet above my refrigerator that I never go into. It sticks. It has a vent. We're renters, so it has a vent that's never been properly sealed. So it gets dusty no matter what type of cover I try and put on there. So I don't go in there. So the things that I only use seasonally go into a bag and go up there. And that way the cabinets that I can reach and get access to easily hold the things that I access throughout the year, but maybe not on a regular basis. Day 3, and remember, every day take a quick snapshot of your before and after, and I would not recommend going more than 30 minutes. You guys, I want this to be a fun, quick challenge just to really see how much you can get done and how much progress you can make with just focusing a little bit of your attention every single day. So day 3, I want you to go into your bathroom. I want you to peek through your towels. I want you to peek through your medications. And my guilty pleasure, peek through those toiletry items. I get so many fun free samples for people wanting me to try things for the videos, and I end up keeping them all. I can't use them all. So I love to donate the things that I am not going to use to Project Beauty Share. I've spoken about them before. They are a wonderful organization who takes any type of toiletry, and they have found a way, I don't know how, but they've found a way to sanitize, redistribute, and share these products with women in need. So I'll have Project Beauty Share's information in the description below, but this is a great time to go through and just peek about those hair products, toiletries, towels, things that you don't need anymore. Go ahead and pick those few in a 15 to 30 minute time frame and get them out. Day 4. Now I want you to go into your closet, and I know most organizers will tell you if you haven't worn it in the last year to get rid of it. But let's face it, most of us didn't get to wear half of our clothes this last year because we were at home, and if you were like me, you wore your pajamas every day unless you had to be on camera, and then you'd go ahead and throw something on that looked really nice on the top, but you're still wearing your fuzzy slippers on the bottom. So go ahead and take a peek at your closet for things that you haven't used in the last 2 years. I know I have some nicer clothes for when I go out to a special event or a dinner party. I go to one of those maybe every 2 or 3 years, and yet I have 3 or 4 dresses. And maybe I'm alone here, but if I had to go to a special event tonight, I promise none of the things that are nicer in my closet are going to fit this body after being at home and not exercising for the last year. So really be honest about the things that are hanging there. Don't let "it was expensive," "I got it at a great deal," "so-and-so gave this to me" be factors for keeping something that you're not enjoying and using, especially if your area is really crammed in. Make space for the things that you love and let those other items go. And don't forget, at the end, take another picture and let me know how many things you got to purge from that closet in your 15 to 30 minute time frame. While we're in your closet on day 5, let's take a look at footwear. I have 4 pairs of tennis shoes, and I need to let some of them go. I keep a pair that's pretty worn and icky for when I'm working out in the garden, and I have 2 pairs that I wear when I'm actually working because they're super comfortable. But that 4th pair I've been holding on to because they were expensive. What did I just say? So I don't wear them. They don't feel that great when I wear them. I need to let them go. Likewise, if you have a lot of dress shoes, if you're already paring down those clothes, don't forget to see if you had a pair of coordinating shoes that can go along with that outfit that you're getting rid of. Be really mindful of the lifestyle you're living and plan on living in the next couple of years, and let that shoe collection mirror that lifestyle. Once you get here, you guys are halfway through this challenge, and I really do hope that you will try this. And if you have a hard time on day 1, don't worry about it because I'm giving you different tasks for each day. Don't give up. Try again the next day because certain spaces and certain things are going to be so much easier for you to get through. So please take this challenge and please try day by day a minimum of 10 minutes to see what you can get through. I will be so excited to track your progress, and I will be on every day commenting and encouraging you to get through this. So day 6, we're going to move into your workspace area, whether this is an office, a desk, your craft room, or maybe just a command center. Now in this space, once again, I'm not asking for a complete overhaul of your space. That's not realistic, and I want you to be able to do this in bite sizes. So look at your most used space again in your craft, office, work area. And where you are sitting, I want you to focus on just that surface area. Start making piles based on priorities. The most important things have in one pile. Then go for the medium important things that maybe you should tackle within the next week or two. And then have another pile of the things that when you get to them, that will be great, but you can get to them. And my challenge to you is that most important pile, try and get through in the next week so that it is off your plate and out of your stress zone. Day 7, you guys, we're going to be getting close to the end here. I hope you are going along with me on this. Keep playing this video over so that every day you fast forward to the day and you can just focus on what that task is. But day 7 is going through files. If you have old files that have been sitting there, chances are there is a pretty good time frame of paperwork that you've collected. Again, set that timer. Take a picture of your surface area because it's going to be empty when you start, and I want you to just leaf through. We are not touching anything like old records for taxes or important documents. I'm looking for things like manuals. How many of us keep those old operator owner manuals? And chances are you don't have that item anymore, but it's been kept in a file and it's taking up valuable space. The other thing I want you to think about is 99.9% of the owner's manuals, even for older things, can be found online today. All you have to do is type in the item that you have, the manufacturer, and most of the time it'll have a spectrum of the model numbers so that you can get specific warranty information or instruction information. Let those types of things go. I know I'm always keeping ideas or travel ideas in drawers as well. Go through those lesser important documents and let them go. Shred them, recycle them. Show me the pile when you're done. Day 8, since you just finished your desk yesterday, I want you to start looking on the outside areas of your office space and your workspace. Look for unused or extra stationery supplies. Do you have a large pile of envelopes, pens, pencils? Did you collect some sort of notebooks or spiral bound pads that you can write in? If you find that you have a surplus and you're really not using these things, take today to go ahead and compile them together, get them out of your space. Day 9, we are almost at the end of this. So if you've been watching this again and again, you guys, I really am going to be so proud of the progress that you make from this. But today's challenge is something that I am so excited to benefit from when you do this. And that's let go of those extra decoration and decor pieces around your home. I love thrift store shopping. I love going to flea markets and garage sales. And if you enjoy this too, it's because someone has been going through their little decor items and letting them go. It gives me a chance to have a new item, or it allows me to upcycle it in a fresh new way. Go through your home and just walk around. Do you have extra picture frames up that you're not enjoying anymore? Take the picture out, let the frame go. Do you have little knickknacks that you got and they used to really appeal to your aesthetic but not so much anymore? Let those things go. Maybe you want to freshen up and completely change your whole style. Those things that you had before worked great and they gave you that happiness, but now it's time to let them go. And maybe you'll even get to go ahead and shop for somebody else's decor items that they've let go. Day 10, if you're watching this, you made it through or you plan on making it through to the whole 10-day challenge. And I hope that you have found that by doing just little bits every day, it's not so overwhelming and you will start to make progress. And the fun thing with this is as soon as those 10 days are done, you can take a break and start again from the beginning. That way you're not so focused on just one area, which sometimes gets really overwhelming. And by just doing it in little chunks and keep cycling around, you're going to run out of things to organize. I promise. So for Day 10, I want you to go into your main living space and once again take a big picture of the whole room. Then I want you with a fresh set of eyes to look at that picture and see, are there piles lying around that perhaps you've become blind to? It's really easy to become blind to clutter that's been sitting around because we don't want to deal with it, so we actually stop seeing it all together. By taking this picture, you're going to be able to see what's lying around that you hadn't noticed before. Take today's session with the timer and tackle one or two of those piles. Now that you've started getting through the entire house, you can set these things on a desk so that you can address it the next time you go through that, or put it in one of your priority piles. If you already know it's things that you want to get rid of, you can add it to your donation pile. If you have room in one of those closets that you've already gone through now, you have a place to put these things in. Now this is flexible. Please don't think that this is a very fixed, oh, she said craft room, so I have to do craft room. The thing I want you to know about this challenge is you can adjust it to fit your needs. If you're able to go for a longer session, that's fantastic. If you need to make it shorter, make it shorter. If you can only do what you can actually reach in front of you because of a physical limitation, that's okay too. The important thing is that for 10 days, you keep addressing one different area of your home or your space and tackling some of the clutter that's in it. So here's how you enter this challenge. In the description below, you'll find a link to my Facebook support group. Enter my Crafty Organizer group, and it is filled with wonderful, supportive people who are there to encourage you, not judge you. And every day of this challenge, post what you have done. I'm going to have a post that goes up every single day. Post your results under each day. So don't just post randomly. Find today's challenge and post under there. That'll make it easier for me to find your comments and to respond and give suggestions if you need them. At the end of the challenge, I'm going to go through that list and I'm going to select random people for a prize that I will be sending out. And I'm really excited to get to do this to you. As I said in the beginning, if a silly plaque can motivate me to keep going on YouTube, even when it's been hard this year, I can't imagine what just having a little silly thing sent to you might do to give you that motivation boost that you've been needing. Please leave me a comment below. Let me know if you're going to be participating in this. I hope you're excited about this because I'm super excited to get to interact with you over the next 10 days, help you get through some of these clutter areas, and help you get that motivation to start getting control of your space. I have some new patrons. I want to give a huge thank you to them. They were especially helpful this last month as I had to slow down just a little bit on my video output. I am feeling better. Thank you so much for all of your kind words and wishes. If you don't know, I lost my senior puppy, Domino. He was my best friend, and we had to put him down almost 2 weeks ago. It's been a week and a half, so it hit me really hard. I should be getting his little commemorative paw print pretty soon, but some of you just had reached out to me in such sweet, genuine, kind ways, and it really touched me. So thank you so much for that. Thank you for being patient while I was away, and I will see you guys in just a few days with the next video. Bye. Hello, I love you. Won't you tell me your name? Do 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 do. Is this right? Yeah. Okay.